Hey, how y'all doing? Muy caliente estos dias, my friends. It's mighty hot down here, baby. I hope the weather's good wherever you're at. It's Wednesday, baby. We're hump day. Man, we're halfway through a week that is really turning out to be quite a play going on for us. We're seeing act after act after act. Somebody get the popcorn and pass it around, because it sure is a shit show going on. Anyway, before we get to the news and the talk of the day, I have a couple things I need to take care of. One is I got an envelope from Mark Bittman. Mark Bittman in Riverside, California. Now, I had a problem here because when I picked this up, my post office was closed. I could still get to the door. I mean, my box, but the envelope, when I picked it up, was already torn. You can already see how this was all the way torn up in there. And when I got the letter home or in my truck and I opened it up this way, the only thing in here is a piece of paper with my name and address, nothing on the back there, nothing in the envelope, nothing on the sides. There was nothing in here, Mark, and I'm sure you didn't send an empty envelope to me, buddy, and I'm real sorry that whatever was in the envelope, it looks like somebody stuck their finger up in here, pulled the window down so they could see in there, and buddy, that's how I got it out of the mailbox. So I'm terribly sorry about that, and thank you for whatever was in the envelope, because I know it was something in there. So I appreciate it, buddy. Just getting the envelope is enough to let me know that you care, and that's the big thing there. So everything I get is just a little message from people that tell me, "Hey, John, I'm on your side. Keep going," and that's what we shall do. Anyway, it's Wednesday, and let me see. I guess that's all I had to take care of. Just that one envelope. All right. What's going on? We've got several things going on in the news, so let's get the fun shit out of the way, because there's a lot of serious crap going on in our house. Things that should make everybody in this country take pause. But first, did you all see Ted Cruz and his wife go out to dinner? And there was a whole bunch of people there. Man, I forgot one of my neck. Whew, can't remember shit sometimes. They went out to dinner at a restaurant there in Washington. And there were people in there that they started chanting, "We believe the survivors," and trying to challenge Ted Cruz on how he was going to vote on this Kavanaugh deal. Because Brett Kavanaugh and Rafael Cruz have been buddies for about 20 or some odd years. They know each other personally, So, yeah, is Ted Cruz going to vote to confirm Kavanaugh? You bet your ass he is. He doesn't give a shit what these women have to say. That's his buddy there. And he sits on that court. So, yeah, he got booed out of the restaurant, I guess. Him and his wife had to leave. And I was really impressed with Beto O'Rourke, because he came out and he tweeted out right after this happened. He said that he denounced the protest, saying that the Cruz family should be able to enjoy their dinner at a restaurant without being hassled. Now, you're torn on the fence there. Half in one hand says, well, it's a freedom of speech right, and it's true. You can protest them anywhere you find them, baby. And should we do that? Well, that's a personal choice each one of us makes, I believe. There are times when, yeah, I will raise my voice. And if I saw Ted Cruz in a restaurant, I'd somehow probably let him know I didn't appreciate his time in my house. But I just thought that was something I wanted to point out, because if any of y'all saw the debate between Beto O'Rourke and Ted Cruz was, as Beto said, true to form, being an asshole with everything he said, trying to make up bullshit about Beto O'Rourke, and Beto O'Rourke stuck to the issues, and it was an outstanding debate. So if you haven't seen it yet, pull it up and take a look, because Ted Cruz shows himself to be an ass. Well, what else is going on? Donnie went to the UN. Yep, Donnie went to the UN and got everybody. Yes, he got up there and tried to play his usual favorites, being, I am the grandest person ever lived on the face of the earth, and he forgot he's in the United Nations. There's other countries there other than just the United States, Donnie. This is not a rally. Wasn't a feel-good rally for Donnie. No. When Donnie made his claim that his presidency has accomplished more than anybody else in history, almost. Anybody you can look. Oh, Donnie's the dictator. Has been doing more than anybody else. You shit me, and the whole room burst into laughter. I hear universal laughter coming out from out the stars. Yeah, fruitcakes, baby. Everybody laughed at him. How you like that? Now, Donnie once tweeted out to Obama that we needed a president that's not being the laughing stock of the. What do you think we got now? We have the laughing stock of the world. We have the idiot that gets up there and tries to proclaim that he is God's gift to the world and that he can solve everything if you just turn over power to him. You know, it's a disgusting parade of crap. Bill Cosby got 3 to 10 years. Well, that took a little bit of time. I agree with the verdict. There was just too many women that came out of the woodwork that just said, hey, this happened to me too. And they don't just come out just because they have a vendetta against. These are people that were hurt. And we're seeing the same thing now. We're seeing the same Me Too kind of movement in the Supreme Court hearings that are going on right now. You had one woman that stood up, and all of a sudden Brett Kavanaugh's ass is in the news every time you turn around. So yeah, maybe others saw it and said, yeah, I remember that guy. And there's a lot of them that remember him. We'll get back to that in a minute. Anyway, what else is happening in the fun news? On the fun side, and y'all know me, if I catch somebody, especially a Republican, but either one, if I catch somebody really being a big jerk, I like to call him out. And who is that? Jason Miller. Now, Jason Miller, I've been watching him on CNN and on MS. He's a talking head for the Republicans. He's a commentator, strategist, communication strategist, they called him. He was chief spokesman for the 2016 Trump campaign and the presidential transition team, meaning that this guy's highly involved in all the communications that go in and out of the White House or the Trump campaign. I'm sorry. About his transition and everything else and how wonderful a guy Donnie is. Well, this guy, Jason, he was married to, I think his wife's name was Kelly. Married, and he has an affair with a woman called AJ Delgado. She's also part of the Trump campaign. So this guy's married, Jason. He was on TV all the time, bad-mouthing Democrats every time he got a chance. So he has an affair with his girlfriend there on the campaign trail. She gets pregnant and has a baby. And they're in a custody fight over this. And in the custody fight, she files a paper that says Jason here once got a stripper, a lady that dances in a club, pregnant. And Jason slipped her one of those day after pills and in her smoothie to cause an abortion to get rid of the baby. Now, I don't know if that story's true. That's what's in the news. That's what's in the courts. That's what's going to be in there. That's another. You think these guys are squeaky clean? And that's what we're facing again. I'm squeaky clean. Don't look at me. And when we look down deeper, yeah. I don't know about the dancer thing, but he's already had an affair with his girlfriend on the campaign stage, and she had a baby from him. I guess his wife left him. I didn't dig that deep in his story. I'm not that interested in the guy. But I just noticed he hadn't been on CNN or anywhere else here lately, and he's usually the one over there yakking up a big storm about how great Donnie is and how wonderful and prestigious the Trump administration. Are you shitting me? All right, that's all we got. No, a bit of bad news. April Freeman, she's a Democratic candidate down in Florida's 17th District. She passed away the other night, and she was rather young as far as I could tell. I don't know the cause of death there. It hadn't been reported, but her name is going to remain on the ballot. I believe this is just south of Naples area or somewhere. I thought I wrote it down here. No, I didn't. South of Orlando. The Democratic Party will designate a person to sit in on her ballot. Her name will still remain on the ballot, so when they vote for her, that vote will go to the Democratic candidate that they picked down there. So that's a bit of tough news. So get out the support for whoever's going to have to step up and take April's place. And it's got to be a rough time for them down there. They're right in the middle of this, and just right before the election, this happens. So there's things that happen in all of our lives, and unfortunately it happened in hers. And anyway, well, we're right in the middle of the Kavanaugh thing, and we're going through hearings and stuff. We're making I don't know what it is, because the Republicans have made it very plain and very clear that hurry up and get along with the dog and pony show, because they have a vote to take. Do you think a single one of them give a shit about now 3, possibly 4 ladies have stepped up to accuse Brett Kavanaugh of doing ungentlemanly things, let's say. And they don't care. The right does not care, all the way from the president, all the way down there to Mitch McConnell, all the way to the senator, to the congressman on the floor. Not a single Republican gives a shit about what these stories say, about what all the information says. Because it's not just a he said, she said. No, it's he says that he never did it. I've never done anything like this before. I'm lily white clean. I'm a virgin. Up until the time he's, 20, we don't know. Way up there past college, he said, all the way through high school, and up and through several years of college, he was a virgin. That's what he's telling you. That he's never done anything. There you go. He's a lying, stinking dog, because there's proof that he did. There's proof of what kind of person Brett Kavanaugh is. It's coming out all over the place. In his 1983 yearbook, excuse me, let me get a sip of tea because it ain't Friday. Not only do we have Dr. Ford, who has already had enough attacks on her for coming out and speaking out, and they said, oh, she's just making all this bullshit up. It never happened. And then another young lady steps up and accuses Brett Kavanaugh of being inappropriate in a party and whipping his junk out. And now we have another one that's come out. And she's saying even that she knows this guy. One of them in the yearbook really stuck out. And that is that they had a Renate, if I'm mispronouncing this, I'm sorry, Renate alumni. That referenced a young lady named Renate Schroeder, who was going to school at a local school near Georgetown Prep, and Renate alumni referenced those people in that yearbook that claimed to have had sexual relations with this young lady, and they were proud of it. And one picture of the football team there with Brett Kavanaugh in it, it says right there in the print, the Renate alumni. They're the ones that are all in a little group there. We all got a little, carried away with Renate, Miss Schrader. That's who he was. He was. You either have to believe that he is a young, perfect gentleman, or a drunk predator, and it looks like drunk predator plays out here. There are stories. James Roach, a buddy of his, says that he was always drunk. Talking about Brett Kavanaugh, he was always drunk. His circle was capable of actions like that are listed. And one of them ladies is talking about Brett, friend Mark Judge and Brett were present when she was drugged and gang raped. Think about that for a minute. This guy, I'm sorry, got distracted there momentarily. Must have company out there. My kids are moving around and my dogs are going to bark. Anyway, Julie Swetnick, she's the third accuser now to come out. And she is the one that is saying that Brett and Mark Judge were present when she was drugged and gang raped. I'm sorry, I'm repeating myself there. Julie was witness to numerous parties where Brett was drunk and inappropriate behavior, grabbing women. The list of shit's just growing. Did he do? Oh, he pulled out a calendar. Look at here at my calendar from 1983. It's not on there. I did not rape anybody. See, there's no rape on the. That's what he's pulling out, a calendar. Look at here. Who the hell kept a calendar from 1983 anyway? He did, I guess, and I guess that's supposed to prove. No. With all of this right here, just what we've discussed right here, that's enough right there. You'd think, oh, well, the FBI needs to investigate this guy. We don't need somebody like this who has been characterized by several witnesses, and I assume more will be coming out about his character when he was in that school. And is he capable of doing those things that he's been charged of, been accused of? Yes! There was a hell of a lot of smoke there for no fire, bub. You know, I'm not believing the fact that you say you were a virgin. Seems to me like there's a whole lot of other people saying you was getting pretty nasty with your junk all over the place, buddy. You know, what are we supposed to think? That we're just supposed to take your word over all these other people just because of what? Because you're on the Federalist list? No. The only reason you're up there is to protect that president that's in that office right now. That's Brett Kavanaugh's job. He hasn't got another job. They're hoping he'll help with the Roe v. Wade. But the main ticket to getting Brett Kavanaugh appointed to that Supreme Court is to save Donnie's ass when Donnie gets his butt a cracking. It's already there, baby. It's already there. There are indictments, I am sure, being prepared for his ass and his kids. I have no doubt of that in my mind whatsoever with what I've seen, and I'm nobody. All I'm a guy is that's paying attention to the news. I check Google. I find out if a story's true. If it's true, well, look at there. Ain't that some shit? And we're seeing it time after time, and now Donnie's chimed in. All the way from the White House, this is going. No, they don't care about women's rights. They don't care about the Me Too movement. Are you shitting me? The right is over there trying to start up a new hashtag, him too. Meaning, oh, look at all these poor guys that are being accused by these lying witches, I guess. Because that's the way Donnie characterized his. Donnie's the pussy grabber. And if anybody's offended by me saying that, well, that's just tough shit. That's a quote from the president. Right there. The man that sits in our house. He says it himself. So why wouldn't I believe a woman when she tells me that's what he did to her on an airplane or in a motel somewhere or in a meeting somewhere, because it's all come out. I think there's 19 of them. 19! And we're supposed to let that guy be the moral judge of these women? I don't freaking think so. He hasn't got the moral authority to comment on a fart. That man is disgusting. He's a liar. He's a predator. He himself has done all these things that other people are being accused of. That's who he is. That's the man in our house. So it's not about another judge. It's not about a conservative judge on the panel. It's about this judge on the panel. This judge. And they're going to shove him through. They've already scheduled the vote for Friday. You know, with all these new allegations coming out, there's still a vote scheduled for Friday. Hurry up, ma'am. Say your story. Yeah, well, we feel real bad for you. That's terrible. We hope you get over it. Now get the hell out of here so we can vote. America needs to pay attention to every senator in that house when they vote. Because every one of them that vote for Brett Kavanaugh, every stinking one of them that vote to confirm this man on our court, every one of them is thumbing their nose at women of America saying, tough shit, ladies, tell your story somewhere else. Go on, Helen. Go tell Oprah Winfrey. Go whine to the people because they don't care, baby. They're in power, and they're going to stay in power until November. And that's how come it is so important for us to get out and vote. I shared a video that was put out by Daniel Abeta, and it kind of demonstrates in a raw way what happens when you don't vote. What happens if you're just too busy to vote? Well, they put it out in pretty stark language in that little video. I believe they were talking about the Donna party that up in the mountains in California were starving to death during the winter and got stranded and had to turn to cannibalism. They had to eat somebody to stay alive. And that's the way the story is. In desperate times, it happened down in the Andes on a soccer team. Desperate times. In this little video, that's what it is. Take a vote. Somebody's got to go for the rest to survive. And this guy's just too busy to vote. Well, they all voted. And they voted for the guy that didn't vote because he was busy. Nobody's threatening to eat anybody or chop you up and put you in a pot. But it lends its voice to the importance of this vote. This vote. This year. This November. Not the presidential election. The midterm is going to end up being the most important vote that this country has seen in decades. Because it is going to guide this country forever on. I've told you before, it is our vote, our voices that provide the ink and the well that writes our next story. It's our voices that will be heard, not theirs. Not their stinking, lying, cheating ass ways to try to push this guy through the court no matter what, regardless of what. Lindsey Graham already, I've made up my mind. There's a lot of them already come out there and said they're voting for him. They don't care what happens. Oh, it's a great plot by the Democrats, a smear campaign. Donnie even tweets out, Avenatti is a third-rate lawyer who is good at making false accusations, like he did on me. Aren't you shitting us? False accusations? I don't think they were false. I think he was hitting the nail right on the head there, Donnie. And he says, like he is doing now on Brett Kavanaugh. He is just looking for attention and doesn't want the people to look at his past record and the relationships, a total lowlife. Hey, Donnie, you want to know who a lowlife is? One that would pay off a porn star to keep her quiet about you screwing her when your wife just had a baby. That's a lowlife, Donnie. A real stinking lowlife would cheat on his wife while she is home caring for the child that she just bore for you, that she just went through 9 months of carrying a child, and no telling what her feelings are. What does Donnie do? Hey, baby, give me a hooker. Give me a porn star. Give me a Playboy buddy. That's Donnie. That's the morals of the guy that's in there right now. Does he believe Brett Kavanaugh? It doesn't matter. If Donnie believes him or not, they'll probably get a good chuckle behind the door after all this. Did you do it, Brett? Did you grab her? Brett will wink, yeah, baby, I did. Because they were kindred spirits, those two. Because Brett Kavanaugh was raised in a privileged community where drunkenness and being an asshole, what, they even got a picture of the guy running around with his, not him, but his group of fellows, I don't know, a frat house, running around with a flag made out of panties and bras. That's his circle of friends, baby. That's who Brett Kavanaugh is. Hey, privileged white guy who thinks he can get away with anything. He is determined and destined to be on the Supreme Court, baby. God has ordained him, I guess, or something. Yeah. Ask the religious right. Who always, he's a moral fella. Are you shitting me? You told me Donald Trump was, and we know who he is. So no, I don't believe all these idiots, these coming out of what high school boy hadn't done this? All of them! Most of them have not done that. And to say that kind of shit just furthers it, just makes it okay. What happens at Georgetown Prep stays at Georgetown Prep, baby. That's what Brett Kavanaugh is. That's what Brett Kavanaugh said. Did he do all this stuff? I would imagine he did. But they're taking a cue from Rush Limp-Dick. Rush Limp-Dick over there has already warned him on his little radio broadcast that if they don't confirm Brett Kavanaugh, they can kiss the midterms goodbye. Trying to scare him. Hurry up, get him in there. Hurry up and get him in there before the midterms, because when the midterms come, they're not going to have a shot at this shit. And the Democrats who take control of the House and the Senate had better have enough balls to stand up to this president just like Mitch McConnell did to Obama. That's what I want. I don't want no mansy-pansy reach across the aisle, let's make things happen. No, I want to shove it in their butt. That's what they've been doing to us. Mitch McConnell's already standing out there. There will be a vote, and we will confirm him. No, they don't give a shit about your Me Too movement. They don't give a crap about your story from 30 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, or yesterday. They don't give a shit if it's against one of their own. You bet your ass they'll come out and fight and defend him no matter what. Is it the right thing to do? Hell no. Do they give a shit? Hell no. I don't care. And that is the story. That is the message. That this little dog and pony, this circus clown show that's going on, and has been going on ever since this idiot got in our house, is predetermined. They've already made up their mind, baby. So it's up to you to make up your mind. Are we going to take this shit? Or are we going to let them again roll over us and push us around and just get out of the way? We've got work to do. Thieving work, cheating work, lying work. That's the work the Republicans do now. Smear campaign, yeah. There it is, coming out of Donnie's mouth. There's a smear campaign. Looks like Avenatti did a good job on your ass there, Donnie. Looks like he pretty much proved that you were the dictator that screwed around on his wife and paid the money off. I just can't wait to see what else David Pecker's got in that safe, I swear. You know all this shit's going to start coming out sooner or later. Rush, limp dick, and take a jump, buddy. Oh, let me see. What else have we got? That's all I got there. All I got there. That's it, people. We have a vote to take. And this vote has to send a message. I don't want a win. I've told y'all that before. I don't want a win. I want a message. I want a message across this country that yes, we will take that time to listen to a woman if she makes an accusation. If it seems to be true, we will have it investigated. That's what we will do. We won't roll over it like these Republicans are. They're trying to smash anything that comes up. Just get this vote through, and that shows us who they are. They don't care about anybody in this country except for those that are paying their bills and themselves. They're not concerned with your life, your health care, your well-being, anything of your ass. They're concerned about their money and where they get it from. And here lately, baby, it looks like a whole lot of Russian shit's getting in there. And did you notice that on the damn, at the UN, he's out there calling out China for meddling in our election, in the upcoming election? China? Really, Donnie? You ain't got the guts, the balls, the huevos to say Russia? Russia, because what, they're sitting right there, Donnie? You chicken shit coward. That's all that man is. Calls out China for election interference. And although all of our intelligence communities has told him over and over and over and over and over, it's Russia. Donnie refuses. Donnie will not say those words. Donnie will not bow down. I want him forced to his knees. I want him forced to his knees and begging. That's what I want. But we'll settle for getting impeached, indicted, and maybe thrown in prison, because you bet your ass he's done shit out there to deserve just that. But it's all going to depend on us and our vote, baby. And whether we have to say it every day from now until then, we have to get this done. If you know anybody that's hedging, that's, oh, I don't know, maybe I will, and maybe I won't, I don't know who I've made. If you don't know by now, there's something wrong with your moral compass. Check it. Because that compass should be true. And if it is, there is only one choice. And it's blue, baby. It's blue. So let your light shine, baby. I'm going to let mine shine. Anyway, that's all I got. Like, share, and subscribe. John Bertavaux, Blue Dot in Texas. On YouTube. John Bertavaux on Facebook. John Bertavaux Speaks, Blue Dot Family. Go by there and say hello to the family. And give that page a follow. They're always... We're getting cranked up, baby. Y'all know a lot of shit's going to come down the pike here in the next few weeks. And that's a good place to find out what's happening and stay on top of it. Get in a conversation. Meet somebody. Say hello to somebody. That's the way this shit works. On Twitter, at Blue Dot in Texas. Out my truck window. Any window I can get to, baby. You need to be the same thing. Turn that little blue light on, baby. Let it shine. Be proud of who we are and who we stand for. Because I am. I'm mighty proud every time one of them little trumpers come around. What do you think about that Donnie boy? Eh? No, he's a lying, stinking piece of shit. Calmly, a little bit more diplomatically sometimes, but that's my message, baby. I will not vote for a vile, disgusting con man that sits in our house. So that's the message. Get it out there, and baby, we'll see y'all on Friday. I'm about ready for that beer, bud, and bourbon, baby. I'm looking forward to that bourbon. I'm looking forward to trying that out. And while that's on my mind, y'all go by there and take a look at the PG Butterfly House. You can Google it online, PG Butterfly House, by Jay Jackson and his wife Sonia. I don't even have that written down. I already memorized it now. That is an amazing house, and it just shows you the character of people that have love in their house, in their heart, and they let their house demonstrate that. I really get a kick out of taking a look at all the little corners and everything there. Is a lot to see there, baby. So y'all run by there and take a look because it's enjoyable. Y'all take it easy. We'll see you on Friday. Bye.